I think that's the best ones I've done so far. I've done them so they're really, really bright, but this one's just about right. Does the illumination spot on, nice and white, but not absolutely mad. Hello and welcome to Tim's BMW repairs and information. Well, today I'm going to replace the license plate or number plate lights. I'll be using LEDs as usual. Now the lamp control module checks the license plate lights and it's really not happy if you just stick an LED in there. And I've tried all sorts of different methods to get them error free, and the best one is to use a standard festoon tungsten bulb and to solder an LED below it. But the only problem with that is the LED gets extremely hot and it generally fails after a month or two. So I've got a new plan today and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So here we go. We've got, there we go, a festoon at the top, a normal tungsten, and we've got an LED at the bottom. But rather than just soldering them directly together, I've used tin copper wire to space them slightly apart. So hopefully the heat doesn't go straight into the LED and kill it. I wouldn't be surprised if it did, because they usually don't last long. But it's worth a go. So what we'll do is we'll go through the routine of changing the bulbs over, getting the housings out and so on, and I'll show you exactly how to do that. And you can give it a go if you want to. Yeah, I've tried a few variants on this, that's for sure. A bit fiddly to do, and we'll go through it all. Right, let's get that boot lid up, and I'll bring the camera in. Right, let's get the number plate lights out. Bit of a strange angle to get these screws out. You need your screwdriver resting on the number plates around and up near the top there, and that'll get you in the right place. If you have any trouble with them, put some WD-40 on, that'll help them out. That should be just about off. He's out. So yeah, you need a long Phillips or posi drive screwdriver for this. Get two rusty screws. They're always rusty. Rusty from the word go. And then just disconnect it where it goes into the enclosure. There we go. Get the screws out. There we go. That's marvellous. Two rusty screws, one enclosure. Right, we'll take that into the workshop. Right, here we go then. That's the number plate light or license plate light out of the car. Now, the best way to get these festoons back in is to use one of these grabbers, and they're used as probes on meters. Getting them out's easy. You just push down at the bottom and they'll drop out. But if you ever try to fit a festoon back in, it's impossible. You can't get your fingers in there. It's just so fiddly. So the best way to do it is to use one of these grabbers, scrunch him on over there, and then it's so much easier to get it in the hole at the bottom and then just push it into position, and then the grabbers come out. There we go, and that's it. Get him in the right position. Yep, so he's all in position. No need to get them out that method, of course. I've used the method I showed you before, but there you go, he's out as well. So I'll quickly show you that again. There's make sure we're looking at the right place yet. There's the tang. It's got a slot and then a hole in it. One at the top's got exactly the same. So you put that in the hole, push it down at the top, clicks into place, then remove the grabber, and that's it, you're done. Right, here we go. Here's our LED. Now, interesting thing about it is it has a flat side, and we want that facing downwards towards the license plate and not that. You get more light from that side than you do from that side. So you have to remember that. Right, tin copper wire is our first thing, and a standard festoon 38mm bulb, so that's a 5 watt one. 38mm that one is. 38 or so. Bit of tin copper wire, and you want to about 4 or 5 inches of that. Just wind it around the festoon as tight as you can. So there we go. Tighten it up. There we go. That's it. Just one turn. That keeps spaces off the next bit nicely. And I think we'll solder that in position. So a bit of flux. There we go. Bit of solder, low temperature solder, not silver solder. We don't want to get the bulb too hot. This doesn't matter on this, on the tungsten, but it will do on the LED. Because I notice that the caps aren't that well secured. So that's all the soldering you need to do, no more than that. And the cap will stay hot for a long time. So another bit of tin copper wire. And try not to burn yourself. Tighten him up, try and get him in the same position as the other. There we go, that's about right. Flux again, I'm using Chemtronics. Was it Chemtronics? Yeah, it is. Lead-free tacky flux, CW8700. Best flux you can get. Only problem is highly poisonous. Don't eat it. There we go. That's all you need to do. No need to solder anywhere else. It isn't going to go anywhere. Right. Then our LED. We'll tighten it up and then we'll adjust its position so that it's up and down rather than left and right, if you see what I mean. Right, well, some of that's on it, so that's good. Again, we're going to use flux because we want to take as little time as possible on this, and just before we solder it, we'll make sure the orientation is right. So that's right, that's facing down, that's the side of it. Right, short soldering as possible, otherwise it's quite likely to fall apart. There we go, that's enough there. And that's enough there. We will check that it works and we'll put a mark on it for the positives. So what we got, 12 volts. Okay, let's give that a go. So we've only got the tungsten bulb going there. Looks like we need a bit more current as well. That's it. So turn it around the other way. Bit of luck, the other one will light up as well. That's it. Don't see much from it because we're looking at it side on, but when that's facing downwards, that's producing a reasonable amount of light. So yeah, I mark the positive. And just chop off the excess tin copper wire. That's it, job done. Ready to go into the car. Right, and what we'll do is we'll fit it so the LED's facing downwards. Now these are polarised, which means you can get them in the wrong way round. And they don't mark these ones, well not as far as I can see anyway. So we'll just bung it in, switch it on. If it doesn't work, we'll turn it round, simple as that. Now it's a bit easier because you can get hold of it a lot easier by holding onto the festoon. But I think I'll use the grabber all the same because it does make life a bit easier. Now these, you can get these from Amazon, as I say, used on meter probes usually. Right, so put it in the hole at the bottom. Make sure it is in the hole at the bottom. click it into place, remove the grabber. There we go, he's in, quite happy. There we go. So there you go, those are the two festoon bulbs in there. All ready to go. Right, let's go to the car and see how we get on. I'll bring my grabber so I can pull it back out again and turn it around if we need to. Yeah, well, he's obviously the wrong way round because we've got the festoon working but not the LED. So let's turn him back the other way round. Right, so see what we're doing yet. So there we go. Pull down on that bit. Just pull out the LEDs. Turn him round the other way. I'll try it without the grabber. I don't know why I'm making my life harder for myself, but there you go. There we go, he's in. Check that works. There we go, that's much brighter, much better. So let's get him back in there. Oh, the way to get them in is to put the screws in first. Put the screws in second, you're just asking for trouble. Put them in, shake them around until they go down the holes. Put it back in position. Try not to let the screws back out again. Now, it looked like it's in place, but it isn't. There we go, he's in place now. So the left-hand screws started to come out. Give them a go. It's not going to go in. Yeah, these things are sent to try us. So I have to pull the whole thing back out again, get the screw back in. Go on, that's it, you're in. There we go, I think we've got them both that tight. It's caught him before he came out, that one. That's one in. There we go, both the screws back in. Let's move on to the next one. I'll zoom you out slightly, I think. There we go, he's out. Get the screws out. There we go. Disconnect it. There we go, that's nice. Right, get the festoon out. Just pull down at the bottom. He's out. Right, and then we'll have a go at trying to guess which way round the new pair's going to go. Right. Let's try him that way first. Okay, he's in. There we go, lucky first time. Excellent, screws back in. Right, there we go. Two nice white license plate or number plate lights. That's not bad at all. Right, there we go, that's what it looks like in the late evening. Yeah, nice and white, but not like an arc light. I think that's the best ones I've done so far. I've done them so they're really, really bright, but this one's just about right. Does the illumination spot on, nice and white, but not absolutely mad. And hopefully, because we're using so little power now through the LED, then they're going to last a lot longer. But we'll see. We'll give it a go and find out. Right, there we go then. Another little job done. Yeah, I much prefer these to the yellow old tungsten ones. Look a bit more modern. Suits the car better. Okay, anyway, that's a very quick one for you. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.